and gentlemen, welcome once again as the Monday Night War Stories presents the Pay-Per-View War Stories. The big-time salvos that WCW and WWF put forward during the Monday Night Wars, and, well, it barely ever gets bigger than Summerslam when it comes to the WWF, one of the big four.
At the time, still firmly the number two.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking about the really, you have to do something now. WCW is on all cylinders. It's a chance for WWF to come firing back with SummerSlam 96. Brought to you by Stridex and their extra large pads.
By the way, I don't know if, it's not like they mentioned this a lot during the show, but they're from the brand new Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio.
The home of winners.
Now.
Well, now. 2016, winning.
But goddamn, they sure pumped that quite a bit during the pay-per-view.
Oh, we'll touch base on that. On the beautiful, beautiful city of Cleveland. Because it rocks. Much like the voice of a generation, the Onitoshi Jeff Mack. With me as always, the Sheen Machine, Joseph Lessel.
I am the master of the Sheen.
Joe, they can't hear you. I don't think that's coming across.
Master of the Sheen.
Somehow you flexing actually came across better on radio than you trying to do a Sid promo.
What? I have something in my throat.
Okay. And of course, the Human Wrestling Database, Corey Mack.
Originally scheduled to be part of the Bikini Beach Blast-Off on the Free-For-All, but alas...
They replaced you with TJ Hopper?
I had car issues. I was supposed to be like who? You know,
Who
ended up taking my place?
Who?
I was literally supposed to just stand in the far right corner for a half hour.
Not being Todd Pettengill just salivating over Marlena for half an hour.
Do you blame him? That outfit, yes.
Yes to all of that. So, SummerSlam 1996, brought to you from Cleveland, Ohio in the brand new Gund Arena. August 18th, 1996, attendance of 17,000.
I saw this live.
And do you regret that?
I didn't pay for it. My buddy did. He was always the bigger WWF mark. So when he had the money, it was a WWF show. I would have gone with Hog Wild.
You would have went Hog Wild. I think a lot of us would. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of this pay-per-view, half hour before time, you get to go to the free-for-all on the pay-per-view buy channel.
To see Todd Pettengill act like a fucking pervert creeper.
So, Corey, now Joe and I have both kind of viewed through this, but you are the man in charge of the free-for-all. Tell us about the Bikini Beach Blast-Off.
Well, they made a kind of a shackled, thrown-together beach area in the back by the dressing rooms. With a pool, and the king was lounging in the pool, drinking some beverage, enjoying the
Diet
view.
Coke?
Yeah, Diet Coke, enjoying the view. You had the women. Marlena and Goldust were up on like the lifeguard thing, just standing there. She's smoking, looking hot. Goldust wearing a thong on top of his Goldust gear, which was weird.
Epic foreshadow.
Yeah,
Like a little bit, yeah.
Mero and Sable acting like the world's most boring young couple.
Hey, they're just that crazy young couple that moved down the block in the burbs and the white picket fence.
She even sounded like an old lady. Oh, yes, Todd, I'm just here working on my tan.
Okay, golly, Todd.
Golly gee willikers.
It was Mero with a little tiny boom box. It was like, you can tell like Vince McMahon set this up, and the last time he was at a beach was like 1962. It was terrible. You had like the Bushwhackers and TL Hopper and the pug Alex Porto and
I didn't even recognize who that was.
and Who and Freddie Joe Floyd and just every scrub you could. Aldo Montoya.
Hey, that was big for Aldo. What are you talking
And
about?
speaking of scrubs, towards the end of the free-for-all, they finally panned to the right, and guess who's just lounging there with nothing to fucking do? Triple H.
Yeah, he's there. He exists.
Just like, I guess that's what I'm doing now.
I'm with who?
Who? Pettengill, Stone Cold's music hits. It's time for the free-for-all. Todd Pettengill runs from the beach to find Austin, cuts him off in mid-stride. Austin says, "I just assume whip your ass as I would Yokozuna, so get the hell out of my face." And then we're on to the free-for-all match.
We're getting a lot more of that Stone Cold, aren't we?
The 1996 King of the Ring, Stone Cold Steve Austin, against the Mammoth Yokozuna.
Maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
This is a weird fucking free-for-all match. Like,
So wait. A former WWF champion
yeah.
and the current King of the Ring.
Yes.
I mean, at least this should be an epic match, right?
Well, okay. No.
Well, no, not when your former WWF champion is 650 pounds.
Also,
Yeah.
a total giveaway. Yokozuna, tenderly as he fucking can, gets into the ring. And which is tough for a 650-pound man.
This is very true.
The match starts, and it's just Austin punching him. And then he goes to run. Well, he takes a couple steps back and hits another clothesline.
Wait, wouldn't you bounce off the ropes and do that?
No, he just takes another couple steps back and does it again.
It's about the most jarring thing I've ever seen in a
Right?
match. It looks like one of the NXT, like not the NXT, but like the contest divas, where you're trying to get the talent search and they don't know how to run the rope, so they don't hit the rope.
He goes for another one. Yoko ducks it, does a Samoan drop, and already he's going for the bonsai splash.
Oh yeah,
Bonsai drop.
Go for it.
Pulls him to the corner, attempts to go up, and pulls the entire fucking top rope out of the corner, falling backwards like a harpooned whale. Austin just kind of mounts him for a real quick... I say mounts because Yoko's so huge. It's like you're climbing up into pin him, get a real quick 3 out of the ring. Yoko looks like a fucking fool.
Austin's going to put his flag down. I claim Yoko!
Austin's completely misused. The match goes, what, a minute and a half?
Maybe. Oh, sorry, a minute 52.
Yeah, and it's over. That's just it. That's the whole match.
Hey, at least you don't have to rate that one.
I mean, holy shit.
So this is just completely fat shaming.
Oh, yes.
Yokozuna.
This is fat shaming Yoko to, like, the nth degree.
To the detriment of Stone Cold, who at least now has his logo off of his tights and onto his jacket.
Well, he went over.
He did.
So, I mean...
I guess that's something. Because a man couldn't control his weight,
Yeah.
and he pulls the rope out of the socket.
I think we'll have more to say on that later. Back to the beach.
Yeah, back to the beach.
Because they have to fix the rope now, because there's a pay-per-view coming up.
Slightly.
Todd Pettengill continuing to be creeper. Apparently, Sonny, like, let him borrow her bikini top at one point, and he didn't mail it back. And she asked why, and all he said was, "Trust me, you wouldn't want it back." And she just goes, "Ew." And at that time, it's like, well, fucking Todd, you creeper, you.
Did he just admit to using that for masturbatory purposes?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Then he starts drooling over Marlena. Goldust is busy trying to get on Mero's bad side. They start chasing around the pool. And then apparently Vince, the week before, must have seen Caddyshack for the first time. Because he's like,
One of my
"Hey,
favorite movies of all
what
time,
the
by the
hell?
way."
You know what? Let's do the Caddyshack.
The fucking...
The gopher?
No, the
Nope.
fucking...
No, I know.
Yeah,
I
the candy bar.
simmed it.
Pettengill, ever so smooth, just accuses Lawler of pinching a log in the pool. Because, that's what kings might do, apparently.
I guess.
TL Hopper, luckily there's a plumber just hanging around the pool, right? So he gets in, goes over to it, dives down, picks it up, smells it, takes a bite. Everybody's repulsed. He asks anybody if they want a bite of the candy bar. Ted Pettingill's like, "Oh, it's a candy bar," because apparently he's never seen Caddyshack either. And this travesty of a segment is over.
By the way, Caddyshack, more than likely not going to be on the queue because it's too good of a movie.
Yes, it's too great. However, Caddyshack 2.
Ooh,
Would
unneeded
love
sequel.
to. I would love to.
But anyways,
You don't get Bill Murray, we'll give you Dan Aykroyd.
anything else to take away from the...
They do an Undertaker promo in the ring. Mm-hmm. And he just says, it's just, I hate to disparage, but it's your normal mid-90s Undertaker. Whoever he's wrestling is going to rest in peace in the ring, blah, 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 boiler room.
Gonna take your
blah, blah,
soul.
blah. Take your soul. I'm the dead man.
Gee golly, you're gonna take his soul.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it.
Okay. Oh, there's a interview in the back with Sean and
Oh, yeah.
Lothario.
It's not the first time. Oh, yeah. Apparently Jose talks too much.
Oh, okay.
As he doesn't say a word. And it's not the first time Sean's taken on someone badder and bigger, but he always wins.
Because Lowell Michaels wins.
Because he's got pool. Because Vinny wants his dick.
This is very true. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the show proper, which kicks off with actually not a badly done intro.
They always do good intros.
The monsters in masks versus the those who would vanquish the monsters.
Yeah, I mean, the video is awesome. Mm-hmm. But trying to pass off The Undertaker as like some white knight.
Yeah.
Kind of legitimately the opposite of his entire character.
Even though you claim The Undertaker as a monster for the past, 6, 7 years now. Nah, he's a good guy now. Or he is. But, when you're calling someone else a monster,
Yeah, but as you are basically a zombie.
Yeah.
By the way, they're in the Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio.
No.
Where?
They are in beautiful, historic Cleveland, Ohio. Home of such great structures as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Jacobs Field,
Majestic.
Yes.
Jacobs Field.
and the brand new Gund Arena. By the way, of the three, how many of those are historic?
None of them.
And how many of them are beautiful?
I like Jacobs Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mid-range, I think, for baseball
Progressive
parks.
field.
Yeah.
At the time, though, remember in the mid-'90s, it was one of the newer...
That's true, at
beautiful
96,
ones.
yeah. And I like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's perfectly good.
Doesn't belong in Cleveland. That's a different podcast.
And then we get our commentary team. Vince McMahon, Jim Ross, and Mr. Perfect on the call. Mr. Perfect already claiming Vader is going to win the championship tonight.
By the way, before we go on to the matches, have you ever seen the WWF, kiss a city's ass as much in a pay-per-view as this one with Cleveland?
I mean, to be fair, they kind of did the same thing to Seattle when we did the first of the 4 shows there after International Incident. Remember they were doing all the outside shots of Seattle? They're really kissing ass right now.
But no, they've kissed more ass with Cleveland than they did Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
Because Seattle, they did a one and done. In the 4 weeks they were there, they showed the outside one.
Oh, and it gets worse
We've
later
got
on.
more to come. So
Yeah, I'm about to say, it gets worse.
Yeah.
But before that, it gets better. Because it's match number 1 time.
Yes. And our opening match, Ahmed Johnson versus Farouk Assad. Wait.
For the Intercontinental. No.
Wait.
No.
What?
That match, of course, is scratched because Ahmed Johnson, legit almost died.
So, crap, we need a replacement match.
Hey, let's keep Farouk in a match. We obviously want to push him, keep him strong.
No, we're just going to give him an interview segment later on.
Really?
What? What?
You don't want to capitalize on the fact he came in, injured your guy, made news. You want to push him.
What?
Let's have him take on.
No, we're going to put Savio Vega in a match.
That's a good guy for Farouk to.
Yeah,
to
Savio
chop.
versus Farouk.
That would be
They didn't want to work together.
What?
So we're going to go ahead and put Owen in the match.
What?
cold ass Owen Hart. Don't
Yes.
get me wrong, I'm a big Owen Hart fan. The match will be great. But this makes no fucking sense.
No, literally no idea why this is happening.
Okay.
Did they have a feud going into this
Nope.
on Superstars?
Nope.
Okay.
In my notes, I have first note I wrote down. Why is this happening? Why is this match happening?
You want to know Owen Hart's feuds for 96 after the Shawn one in February?
Yeah.
Whatever Bulldog and Vader are doing, that is Owen's feud.
This is basically true. JR understands, though, that Owen Hart, super underrated.
Of course he is.
Vince calls...
JR is probably the one that hired him.
Vince McMahon calls Owen Hart's wrist the slowest healing injury in WWF history.
Obviously, he does not remember the Ace Cowboy.
Oh, you mean Ace Cowboy, True Value, Home Depot.com/org 24/7, Yankees 9, Padres 6, but at least the Padres are still in San Diego.com.
Yep.
Bob Orton.
That was a nice little dig there.
Hello there. Hey, wait, what?
The ref, before the match even starts berating Owen Hart.
Yeah, I mean, this is total, bullshit here.
Yeah, right.
Saying that if he uses the cast in the match, he will be disqualified. It is his left hand. But, whatever. And so the first thing, of course, we get here is Savio Vega focusing on the wrist.
Yeah, what a dick.
Just attacks the wrist. No wonder it can't heal.
I do love that the fans are chanting for Owen.
Yeah. Well, at this point, just a year in, Savio's already toast. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, the bloom's off the rose. He's a hell of an underrated worker, Savio Vega.
Oh, yeah.
But as a character and a guy you can push, no.
Hey, at least he'll get a better gimmick here in a little bit. Wait. Crap.
Debatable.
I know it's coming up, and that's not good. We get a picture-in-picture of Cornette and Vader in the back prepping for the title match. Obviously, Cornette not out with Owen Hart, and that led to a lot of questions there. As for the match itself, again, perfectly fine match. Savio goes for a roll-up off of a rebound in the corner. Gets the 2, but when he's pushed off, goes shoulder first into the corner, which leads to Owen Hart focusing on the shoulder. Some really good arm locks here. Hits the arm breaker, but only gets 2. And then Clarence Mason comes down to the ring. So, Clarence Mason obviously has had a big role in Camp Cornette. He is now managing Crush, but still probably has some relationship with Camp Cornette. I don't see as much of a problem with this as the commentators seem to have.
Vince, especially.
What the hell is he doing down there?
Vince is really on it.
Yeah. Savio, though, with a running crossbody gets 2. Then Owen, of course, with that beautiful Insiguri, gets 2. Spin heel kick gets 2. Savio, not to be outdone, a beautiful roundhouse kick in the corner. Owen, though, back in, missile drop kick gets 2. Savio gets Owen into the corner and goes for the super back suplex. But Owen's hand with the cast is behind his head. As he comes down, he crashes the wrist right on the cast right into the back of the head.
Beautiful detail.
Brilliant, and also really well pointed out by JR and perfect on commentary. Again, this is a great commentary crew, I think.
I really liked the little banter between Mr. Perfect and JR. Mm-hmm. Like when Mr. Perfect brought up Bret Hart about how he owes Bret one.
Yeah.
And JR's like, didn't you lose to him? And Perfect goes, look at that move by Owen.
Yeah.
But as he's taken out by the, everybody's thrown off right now. Obviously, Owen just took a super back suplex. Vega's a little groggy from getting the cast to the back of the head. Owen's about to get up. He gets right back down, plays possum. Takes the cast off of his arm. Savio comes to pick him up, gets hit right in the face with the cast, right in front of the ref. Ref has clear view of that, right?
That's a ballsy play by Owen to do that because of his hand is still healing.
Yeah. But the ref doesn't see anything. He puts the cast back on, locks in the sharpshooter, ref calls for the bell. Your winner, Owen Hart. Star rating on this one.
2.5. Good opener.
Solid.
It was solid. It was there. We joke about how, and we're being honest that it should have been Farouk. You're pushing the guy. He's brand new. But I'm glad to see Owen get an actual one-on-one fucking pay-per-view match.
And win.
Yeah. So, good match. Good opener.
After the match, Bradshaw and Zeb come out and just start railing Vince. They're just berating him verbally. And then on the way out,
I'm going to send that Rican back to his island or something.
Yeah.
What?
He clobbers Savio on the way out.
Where's this feud coming from?
I assume Superstars.
Well, it was the free-for-all match the month before.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's right. We then cut to Tom Pettengill, who's in the boiler room. And it's a very noisy place, the boiler room.
Tends to be.
Hey, there's Mankind over there.
I like he's just kind of underselling.
And Tom Pettengill goes over, and he's like, you're going to beat up Undertaker?
Then Mankind does the disgusting thing.
He goes over to this, large pipe that's dusty as fuck, and licks the pipe.
Couple times.
Yeah, getting a verbal reaction from the commentary team.
Oh, God.
Why would you do that? Why you lick pipe?
No, bad.
Don't lick pipe.
Phrasing.
Speaking of things that shouldn't be done,
Oh, God.
WWF Tag Team titles on the line.
Don't we get our first "Have a nice day"? Because he says that at the end of the promo.
I don't know. I was too disgusted by him.
I'm about to say I didn't catch it.
Right.
He does at the end go, have a nice day.
No, I think we got that in one of the 3-month promos leading up to it.
I was like, oh my God.
So, WWF Tag Team titles on the line in our next match. In a fatal 4-way elimination match.
Do we have to?
Yes. The New Rockers, the Body Donnas, the Godwins, and the Smoking Guns. Of course, Hillbilly Jim with the Godwins, and Sonny with the Guns. Except for Team 2 to come out was the Body Donnas.
Yes.
And Skip has a broken fucking neck.
Yes, he does.
Was it like an L5 or something like that that was fractured? Well, fuck.
Another thing, like, can you ever imagine in 2016, they're like, broken neck, but put a brace on, go out there, you're cleared. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I have that in my note, like, you have a broken neck. Go ahead and wrestle.
Hey, 2017 Hall of Fame inductee Kurt Angle wrestled once with a broken fucking neck and won a gold medal.
That's true.
It's damn true.
Same year. Maybe he got it from Skip.
There you go.
We are, yeah.
Also, Billy has a busted thumb.
Yeah.
So guess what? 2 matches, 2 cast. But the ref doesn't berate him about using it in his match.
Billy just yells at him.
Yes. And we start with Billy Gunn and Henry O. Godwin in the match. And basically the only person in this entire match who's over is Sonny.
The Godwins are over. Maybe not to a huge degree,
Yeah.
but they're over.
But what are all the chants in the crowd for?
Sonny.
Also, that outfit was not bad.
What are you going to fucking chant for Hillbilly Jim instead?
Hillbilly Jim. Hillbilly Jim.
Henry O. Godwin, I just feel like he's underrated.
He is.
That wheelbarrow face crusher he hits is just fucking beautiful. Hits it on Billy. Then, I like this if they would have worked with it when they tagged in Billy and Bart at the same time, which I don't think actually works in the rules, but still, if they would have actually been forced to do something just instead of tagging out automatically.
This one, it makes sense because it's elimination.
Yeah.
So they're obviously not going to pin each other.
Yeah.
So at least get them to...
Well, according to JR, all they had to do was get physical with each other.
Just high-five them.
Yeah.
High five and...
Just touch. Put a freaking collar and elbow on and go over and tag somebody.
Yeah.
That's all you had to do. Eventually, Joe's No Silly award-winning partner, Marty Jannetty on the outside, trips Zip because, by the way, Skip never gets in the match.
I mean, do you blame him?
Billy just covers Zip, and that's a 3, and the Body Donnas are out of the match.
That's the only smart thing they did was not have Skip...
Actually ever in the match. So we're down to 3 teams, and Henry hits the slop drop on Marty Jannetty. Wait, wasn't Billy Gunn the legal other guy in the match right now?
I do believe.
Yeah. Fuck it! Get rid of Marty Jannetty and the Rockers, because that's a 3 count.
Here's something funny. Mm-hmm. You have a fatal 4-way.
Yes.
You have one guy with a broken thumb, one guy with a broken neck.
Yes.
You have dumbass Jannetty.
Yes.
So let's just have 2 teams be eliminated within the first 3 minutes of the match.
I mean, well, let's be honest. When this match was announced, we knew it was basically going to come down to the Guns and the Godwins.
Yeah, pretty much.
I knew that was...
They were the only teams that had any momentum.
They should have just kept it. Them too.
They had to try to prove they had a tag team division because... what's happening in WCW's tag team division right now?
Oh, it's on fire. There's like 20 teams. Some of them admittedly not the best, but there's like 20 teams.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we're down to our 2 teams, the Godwins and the Guns. Oh, by the way, it's the 50th birthday of President Bill Clinton. So good for him.
You could hear Vince's disgust.
So Billy Gunn charges at Hillbilly Jim in the corner to do the splash. I love it, though. Henry just catches him in midair, turns it into a slam. Eventually tags in Phineas. Phineas gets in, going House of Blaze. Eventually hits the slop drop on Billy Gunn, but the ref is busy with what's going on the outside between Hillbilly Jim and Sonny. Sonny aggravated Hillbilly Jim. He goes to Slopper. This allows Bart to go up to the top. Diving double axe handle to the back of Phineas. He just picks up Billy, drapes him over Phineas for the 1-2-3, your winner, and still the tag team champions, the Smoking Guns. Start rating on this one.
I'm 2 1/4. Maybe.
I'm actually surprised you gave it that good of a score.
I didn't mind the Godwin's gun stuff. Again, it's perfectly... it's not offensive, but it's nothing... I mean, it's just okay wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the... Godwin's versus the Guns is like the equivalent of like dry toast. It's doable, but you're not going to choose it. You know what I mean? It's like...
Are you going to eat the toast? Probably not.
Yeah.
I want four pieces of white toast plain.
But this, like, it shows how barren their tag team division is.
Who's Techno Team?
They need to do something quick.
Do they do something quick?
Kind of.
We'll find out about that soon enough.
I thought you meant at the end of this match.
No.
With the big giant Sunny poster.
That did help things. So basically, Sonny grabs a mic, cuts a decent heel promo, and then just drops a giant picture of herself from the rafters, which is the prettiest thing to ever happen to the city of Cleveland.
Ooh.
And, okay, let's move to This Week in the City of Cleveland.
Jesus Christ.
Is this an episode of the Drew Carey Show?
No, this was nowhere near as entertaining. What this was a race that happened earlier in the week.
And apparently the Godwins are twice as smart as the Smoking Guns.
The Godwins, the hillbillies, decided to take mass transit, the new rail system that was in the fast transit rail system in Cleveland, to go up against the Guns in a horse-drawn carriage. The winner being the one that gets to Gun Arena first to prove which is the fastest way to get to SummerSlam, which they didn't show until SummerSlam when everybody was already there.
And of course, fucking Billy, as usual, sticks Bart up there with the fucking guy. He's in the back with Sonny.
Hey, the man ain't up.
I was like, how long is this promo?
About an hour. It feels like
it goes long.
By the way, for those of you who aren't dumb as posts, or for those of you who are dumb as posts, I should say, most of us have already figured it out, the guys who were in motorized transportation won.
Really?
Say what?
Billy, hey, they had to have cheated.
We then cut to Corey's favorite part of the promo, as Jerry the King Lawler visits the Cleveland Indians, trying to learn how to throw that spitball.
He's so awesome. Hey, that was a good curve and all that, but I want to learn the good ones. How do you throw the spitter?
Then gets to throw out the first pitch at the Cleveland Indians game. And then Vince got him some really good seats. The very, 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 very top of the stadium.
This is like a huge deal for Lawler because he's a lifelong Cleveland Indians fan.
So that had to be huge for him.
I mean, he's he diehard till the end. He's a diehard Indians and Browns fan. Growing up,
Kind of weird from a guy from...
Growing up, his dad got transferred to a plant in Cleveland, so as a little kid, they spent like 5 or 6 years in Cleveland.
Okay, that makes sense.
Before going back to Memphis.
Yeah.
So, because of that, lifelong Cleveland sports fan.
That had to make what he did later on actually really painful for him. It actually makes that a lot better.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later on, because first we had to paint over some graffiti. And... I mean, that's perfectly fine. They always do community service things around these type of things. And then, okay, so they had a contest in which a fan could win a all-expenses-paid funeral from the WWF, The Undertaker, Paul Bearer.
It's kind of fucked up.
Wait, were the Godwins there? Because
they were. They were. You're still in my thought. One thing we learned from this. Yeah. The Godwins do everything.
Yes, they painted over the graffiti. Pretty sure they're at the baseball game.
I'm sure they were somewhere.
They're at the signing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they did a signing afterwards. They were like access thing.
I think the graffiti was on Jacobs Field.
Yeah.
So what we learned, Phineas Godwin, the John Cena of 1996.
Pretty much. And then we get ready for our next match. The British Bulldog versus Psycho Sid.
Okay, tell me I'm wrong here, but this feels to me like they're two big stars.
Yes, they are.
In fact, one of them was just in a pay-per-view title main event match 2 months ago.
And actually the month before that.
Well, it was the title match.
It's the title match.
Well, yeah, but...
These are the main event of last month, too, yeah.
But just 2 months ago in a world title match. These are two big stars. But this match just feels like two guys treading water with nowhere to go.
You got that too?
Right?
Yeah.
It just totally had that feeling.
In my notes, I just have Sid is over, and this is a match.
Well, you get the promo beforehand with Doc and Sid, which, again, you can't hear.
Joe's recreating it right now.
I'm going to destroy the
Terrible podcast.
This is not working.
What are you talking about? That's what he did.
Yeah, I know, right?
He does better when he yells it at people coming down the ramp.
Take two. Yeah.
I'm going to destroy the Bulldog!
Can you imagine how terrible Sid would be now? Because now he would be instructed to never look at the camera or cut a promo on the way to the ring.
Yeah.
He would just have to do what they all do and have that faraway glazed look right above the right side of the camera the entire way.
That would have killed him. I also love Sid just working the face pop for everything it's worth on the way down to the ring.
That dude is fucking over. And I will say this is better than the match that was to have happened, which is Warrior Bulldog.
Oh, thank God that didn't happen. As for the match itself, it's perfectly fine. Bulldog hits a delayed suplex on Psycho Sid. That's not a terrible easy thing to do. And then... guess what? Here comes Clarence Mason again. Because, it worked well for the Owen. Why not here? Obviously, Cornette's still in the back with Vader. We get another shot of that. Bulldog goes to suplex Sid from the apron back into the ring, but it just lays him out over the top rope. Beautiful looking move there. But Sid gets the upper hand, hits that big splash in the corner, goes for a second, but eats nothing but post. And Bulldog takes advantage here. Running power slam. This thing is over. Except, here comes Cornette. And he is pissed.
Hey, what are you doing with my guy? Hey.
Hey, that's my Kool-Aid. Get away, bitch.
Him and Mason are just getting into this fucking yelling match. This completely distracts Bulldog, who turns around, goes to go for another running power slam. Sid backs out, choke slam, power bomb, 1, 2, 3, your winner, Psycho Sid. Star rating on this one?
2. It doesn't go long.
No, it's like 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty much kind of a squash for Sid. Bulldog feels completely de-pushed now, and seeing where they're going with him in the immediate future, I understand why.
Sorry, this is 6:24. I think they counted Sid's working the crowd in the first part.
Him coming down to the ring counted as part of the promo.
It's the next to shortest match of the entire night.
It's a minute and a half intro for Sid.
Mm-hmm. But we go from here to our promo for our next pay-per-view, In Your House, Mind Games, which involves aliens and babes. So
it's
a
very interesting, very noteworthy show. It's gonna be a lot of fun doing that one.
Okay, we look forward to that. But fuck that shit. It's time for our next match. As Goldust with Marlena.
Speaking of guys who seem to have been cooled off and de-pushed,
takes on the Wild Man, Mark Barrow, and Sable.
Which one?
That's a we get our pre-match promo with Todd, Marrow, and Sable.
I thought you just called him Todd Marrow, but I knew what you were doing. What did Marrow have on today?
Well, you see, that's what I was going to bring up here is, okay, we fucked over Mark Marrow so far.
Yeah.
How do we fix him? Give him a jacket with sequins and put on some tassels.
What does he kind of look like?
That guy who used to kick on DDP in the pre-matches?
It's like it took them like 5 months to figure out, hey, Just because we can't call him Johnny B. Bad doesn't mean we can't dress him like it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you might want to go with that.
It took 5 months for Vince McMahon to figure that out.
Wait a minute, that's Johnny B. Bad?
Oh, Jesus, Joe.
Damn it, Lessel.
Wait, are you telling me that Mark Marrow is Johnny B. Bad?
Yeah.
Would you also believe Clark Kent is Superman?
No, they're not the same person.
He's fair. One of them does wear glasses.
Yeah. Get that right.
Well, see, now that he put on the robe, doesn't it kind of make sense now? Aren't you seeing
Now I see
You see the tassels?
Yeah.
He wears something other than black. He's got red and white on now.
I was waiting for frisbees to start being thrown.
Where's the bad blaster?
Where's the wild blaster?
There you go. Also, before we really get too far into the match, one of the very fun things for commentary on this, JR kind of questioning Mr. Perfect on if he's actually retired.
Oh, yeah.
Are you actually retired, or what's going on with that?
None of your business, Ross.
Because he's in a weird place right now.
Yeah, it's called a Lloyd's of London settlement.
What?
Oh yeah, please explain to Joe about this.
You've never heard of Lloyd's of London?
No.
An insurance company based out of, guess where?
It's not Hackensack, New Jersey.
Damn it. Okay, I was going to guess.
It's a very well-known insurance place. And
it is.
Back in the 90s, they must have had temporary insanity because they actually insured professional wrestlers for a short period of time.
Very short.
For, if they suffered debilitating injuries and all that, they would be insured and taken care of. And there were 4 or 5 wrestlers who had these. Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, Road Warrior Animal. I feel like there was a 4th big name.
I think there is actually.
But I'm blanking out on them. And notice all those had career-ending injuries at the time. And Animal, as stupid as that sounds, get this. Road Warrior Animal got it to where he could wrestle in '96 for WCW and still be insured. Because get this. They decided if he was in a tag team match, it was okay. But he couldn't wrestle singles matches or you would be in violation of the insurance policy because you're obviously well enough to work.
Yeah.
Somehow in a tag match...
You're covered by your partner.
Yeah, you're still hurt, so don't worry.
Huh.
So because at this point Henning's cashing very large checks.
Yeah, he ain't wrestling. But he's
Yeah.
not retired. And that's why they kept teasing comebacks for him in the WF, and he would never do it because it's like, well, no.
I'm making more money than I would in the ring, and I don't have to get hurt.
And we will have a lot more on that in the upcoming months. I promise you. There's more twists and turns to this perfect thing.
Okay.
But Goldust, looking a little out of shape.
Yeah.
Looking a little disheveled. The hair's growing. Goldust ain't looking like he was just 4 or 5 months ago.
No, it's the sheen is off of the luster of the gold. As for the match, it's okay. Mero hits that running crossbody, gets 2. Then JR just says, "Man, I wish Ahmed Johnson were here."
Words nobody has ever
It
said.
said no one.
But say, you kind of hear crickets after that.
Yeah.
Goldust, though, I mean, he even overshoots the sliding uppercut. It's just like, oh man, that's my bread and butter with Goldust. Is that thing?
He's not. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know he had the knee injury in April and May, and it just seems like he got a little out of shape then because he couldn't maybe work out as much, and it just looks like he's never recovered from that.
Yeah. But he does introduce Mero to the guardrail quite a bit, and then Mankind comes down. Now, this is weird for me because at this point of the match, doesn't Goldust have complete control?
There's a whole lot of weird going on right here.
So Mankind comes down to mess with Sable, which seems to be something you want to have happen while Mero has control so he can get distracted by it, but okay. And then he just goes and kind of stalks Sable and calls her mommy. Okay.
I thought Goldust was mommy.
I guess they cleared that up and said it was Sable?
Does Mankind have 2 mommies?
It could be. It's there's things you'll do, kid, in the 90s you never thought you would do. But the rest of it, we just chase Mankind off. Mero then with a diving funky weapon.
Best way to put it.
Diving hip attack. Then he hits that front flip punch into the outside. Throws Goldust back in. Slingshot leg drop. Then he goes up top and hits a fucking shooting star press.
The wild thing.
McMahon creamed his pants.
Hey, he fucking pulled that thing off well.
Yeah, he used to do it all the time as Johnny
Yeah.
Bad. Notice his knees are shot because of it. He would land on his knees like hard.
Which is the worst thing you could possibly ever do with that. He gets 2 out of that. Because, well, he would have had 3, but the ref was a little late coming over because he was distracted by Marlena's tits.
I totally understand.
What Mero hits a power slam, gets 2. But eventually gets caught. Curtain call by Goldust for the 1-2-3. Your winner, Goldust.
You know, I saw this live and I've seen it, plenty of times since. I completely forgot Goldust won this one. Completely forgot.
And as memorable as that is, how about a star rating for this one?
2.5.
It's a serviceable match.
I found it to be honest, I found it kind of plodding.
I can see that.
It never got going into a second gear. Goldust looked lethargic. Mero looks like he's not comfortable.
And again, it seemed like the outside stuff was more important than the actual in-ring work. Speaking of which, after the match, Goldust tries to introduce himself to Sable. But Mero no-sells the entire match at this point and just beats the shit out of Goldust. Okay. We then get a recap of Ahmed Johnson's last 4 weeks.
Jesus
you know where he almost died.
Again?
Yes. Now this is where we find out about the future of, well, everything. A IC tournament, which we already knew about, starts tomorrow night on Raw at 8:57.
Yep.
B, you remember how he was supposed to have a title match? Because he won that Battle Royal?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, instead, what we're going to do tomorrow night on Raw is we're going to have a sudden death Battle Royal between the other 4 components who made it to the final 5.
First of all, who names this shit? Sudden death would imply that it's a real quick, the first person to get a pinfall or something wins.
You would think so, yeah.
This is just a regular fucking battle royal with 4 people.
It's a 4-man battle
that's
royal.
all there is to it.
Which is dumb, but I mean, if 11 wasn't stupid enough, but now we're just going to do it with 4 guys.
How thin is your roster when Savio Vega is one of your top 4?
Yeah, Savio Vega, Goldust, Psycho Sid, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that will, the winner of that will get their shot on Raw Championship Friday, September 6th, because there's no Raw for like
US Open
weeks on Mondays. So don't worry, we'll tell you more about that as things develop. We then cut to the ring where Todd Pettengill awaits Sonny and Farouk Assad. Farouk now with the turquoise blue shitty helmet.
Yeah.
Instead of the shitty silver one.
Yeah, they totally fixed the problem. It was the color. That was the issue.
And basically this just amounts to Farouk should already be the champ.
Well, he does have a deep voice. I kind of believe him when he talks.
Damn.
Also, what Sonny wants, Sonny gets. And Sonny's in a new outfit. And it also looks nice.
1996 Sonny is just about the hottest woman in wrestling history. Just about.
Just about.
She's top tier.
About to say, again, there's a reason she was the most downloaded woman in 1996.
Hey now.
Just below Nicole Bass.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Something just came up from my stomach and almost out of my mouth.
I physically made the Toshi sick.
Speaking of things that make you sick, video package about this whole storyline between the King and Jake Roberts.
Oy vey.
By the way, this storyline's been shit.
Hey, you're a fucking drunk, and I don't believe you. It's odd. I mean, the whole time, Lawler was right. The entire time.
But this also gets us to our introduction of the newest member of the WWF family, our newest superstar, fresh off the Olympics, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Remember, folks, when you see him as part of the WWE in 2017...
You just completely ruined my joke. I completely stepped all over it. You spit on it.
Go ahead and give it.
Oh, it's too late now.
Okay.
It was just going to be a cliche like, yeah, right, I bet we won't see this guy around for too long. And then Jeff's like, oh, in 2017.
I give this guy 6 months.
Yeah. By the way, isn't that kind of... It is really jarring when we think of what we've watched here in 1996 land. Between the Giant in his rookie year and the introduction of Mark Henry.
Mark Henry was absolute trash in the ring for the first 10 years of his career.
He got good.
A light went on somewhere between 2007...
Right around the introduction of the Hall of Pain.
Yeah. Well, it was before that even. It was sometime in 2007 or 2006, a light bulb went off and boom.
And also, he's joining commentary.
Oh, man.
For our next match.
Someone teach him how to use a headset.
It takes a while.
Take the hat off, Mark.
No, you gotta
move the microphone down.
You gotta put the microphone down there, Mark. Slobberknocker.
And our next match, Jerry the King Lawler versus Jake the Snake Roberts. AKA 5 minutes of King being amazing on the microphone.
He was awesome.
So, and this just makes this all the better because I did not know about him being such a Cleveland mark.
Yeah.
The fact that he comes down to the ring, takes off his jacket, and is wearing a Baltimore Ravens jersey.
Explain to people in 1996 why this is a big deal.
So, it was actually this year, wasn't it? Was it 96?
It was that year.
When Art Modell and his family decided to...
they pulled a Colts.
They, as a thief of the night, moved the team out of Cleveland that had not won ever, and moved to the city of Baltimore, which lost the Colts not too long ago.
It's funny. The team that bitched and moaned because somebody did that to them did it to another fucking franchise.
Yes, they did. And they went to become the Baltimore Ravens, and last I checked, won 2 championships.
Fuck them.
I was actually always a fan of the Baltimore Ravens because Ozzie Newsome was their GM.
So you're a Cleveland Browns fan?
No.
Because, I mean, let's be honest. The Baltimore Ravens are the Cleveland Browns.
No, because the Cleveland Browns never had Haloti Ngata. And also, I'm a Vikings fan, let's face it. I have my own pain.
We're going way off course here.
Hey, at least my city at least still has their team.
That's true. I mean...
Hey, man.
Hey, Joe. How you doing over there?
Let's not talk about that right now.
But it's just pure genius, heel genius.
The crowd was not appreciative.
Oh, by the way, I had some tickets set aside for some of my friends. So if you're sitting next to Art or Jeffrey Modell, don't ask him for autographs. I was like, oh, that is just genius.
He's also got his own bag.
Yes. So Jake eventually comes down after being berated for about 5 minutes. And he's got his bag. Jake's got his bag. He's like, okay, here's the thing, Jake. If you don't take what you have in your bag out, I will give you what is in my bag. And he's like, okay, ready? Reaches in the bag. Giant, super-sized bottle of champagne.
Or as Jake calls it, a before-dinner cocktail.
And Jake's like, fuck you. Here's Revelations.
Jake was like, where's a glass?
So, the snake gets pulled out. Then the match...
And then he pulls the snake out.
Yes. Then, after they put Revelations away, the match starts.
Unfortunately, they didn't have a match.
Yeah. Which involves at least one time of Jake Roberts kicking the King in the dick.
Oh, yeah.
Just straight in the dick.
That's called a receipt.
Yes. Then Jake gets King familiar with the ring post. But eventually, when they get back into the ring, King had a couple of bottles of Jim Beam.
Tag team partners.
Yes. And he takes one of the bottles and jabs it into the throat of Jake Roberts.
Right in front of the ref.
Yes, but Whippleman is the ref here. Says, I don't give a fuck. Counts the 3. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Jerry Lawler. Star rating on this one.
Ooh, god damn. I don't know, 1/4 of a star.
I'll say, wait for it. It has to be rated.
I'll be generous.
You're friendly on that one.
I'll be generous and give it 1/4 of a star.
This is literally the drizzling shits.
It is terrible. The stuff before the match, great. Perfectly fine, funny promo. That's fine. Haha. The bell rings, and this nosedives fast.
After the match, though, King's like, hey, remember Aldo Montoya? You want to know a party trick? I'm going to make a fifth Jim Beam disappear down your throat. He pulls Roberts over to over the apron, opens one of the bottles of Jim Beam, and douses him with the Jim Beam, trying to shove it right down his gullet.
Shoving alcohol down a recovering addict who is relapsing at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Eventually, King goes for bottle 2.
Typical wrestling.
Yeah. King goes for bottle 2, but it is stopped by Mark Henry. And King decides, I'm going to go ahead and leave.
And if you think this is going where you think it's going, you are correct.
Hey, you got to start him with somebody. Might as well be a veteran.
Might as well.
Oh, by the way, Bob Backlund's here, and he's campaigning in the Cleveland crowd. Because that's still a thing.
Is he still telling kids to pull out?
Yeah.
No, but in 96, damn it, he will be gone again.
They need to teach him how to not get straight AIDS.
Is he trying to teach him to pull out or to shoot up and hopefully it comes back down?
Yeah.
Hey, just as long as you're not teaching him how to use those condominiums. We get a recap now of the last, 5 months of Taker and Mankind.
Yep.
Which leads to what's going to be here one of the more decisive or divisive opinions probably in the internet wrestling community.
Easily.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about The Undertaker versus Mankind in the Boiler Room Brawl. Corey, how does a Boiler Room Brawl work?
Well, the two competitors start in the boiler room of the arena. You can fight there. Anything goes. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. You can use whatever the fuck you want. Do whatever you want. In this particular instance, the goal is to make it out of the boiler room to the ring and retrieve the urn from Paul Bearer, thus making you the victor.
Does every boiler room have a Paul Bearer at the end with a...
No, sometimes it's just leaving the boiler room.
Ah.
Now, there haven't been a ton of Boiler Room Brawls.
I can think of... Well, I know of 2. I'm pretty sure
two.
it's the third one.
Yeah, but I mean, again, we're talking about a very rare occurrence here. And this is the first one.
Yes, this is the very
in,
first.
in WWF, for sure, this is the first one. Paul, of course, comes out to the ring with the Undertaker entrance. Almost takes as long. And we start off with the Undertaker entering a hallway to get to the boiler room. And he takes his time. And he's a little hesitant getting to the second door. Why is this left in? Why are we doing this? Okay. Oh yeah.
I know why. Because they're showing him into the room, and then as soon as he closes the door, they turn the tape on from when they recorded it the night before.
Wait, what?
Yes.
You're telling me at this pay-per-view,
Yes.
live pay-per-view,
Yes.
that 17,000 people paid good money to see.
Yes.
They taped the longest match of the night the night before.
Yes.
What?
Well, they'd never done anything like this before, so tape it the night before in case there's any issues, or they need to edit, or just whatever.
And you're gonna show it on 4
little
32-inch CRT TVs posted
I
ringside.
was watching this match and Zen thought the monitors, the TVs were like security. I'm like, no, those are maybe 27-inch tube TVs that the crowd has to watch from.
Which anybody past like row 3
It's not gonna.
no idea what the fuck's going on.
I almost wish they had like this giant video screen towards the back of the arena.
Or above the
Oh,
ring.
they do.
Above the ring.
In the back, but all they show on that is the logo for the Summerslam.
Brilliant.
At this point, Undertaker enters, and the first problem is he has to find Mankind. This takes 3 minutes.
Did he just go, Marco?
Oh!
Eventually, Mankind finds him, though, first, and hits him with a thing. I couldn't figure out if it was a plastic.
I think it was
TV
it was
or-
a plastic tube, I think.
I prefer thing. Hits him with a thing.
It's like a plastic cardboard.
It was kind of hard to figure out what it was.
Plastic cardboard?
Yes.
What?
Eventually, Mankind rips
Metallic?
rips a board off of a pallet and hits Taker with it.
There you go.
And then some of the things that are used in this match include trash can lids, electrical boxes, a sawhorse on a guillotine, which was actually kind of a fun little move. Then the camera goes out.
What?
Okay, so, maybe just a little technical difficulty. I'll be fine. I mean, we'll clear it up here.
You gotta prove the point that it's anything can happen and it's wild and this is uncharted territory, Jeff.
You know what else they didn't have back in 1996?
What?
Fines for being hit in the head.
Oh no!
Because there were many fine shots of this. Just lots of fine shots. I actually apologize. I was going to text you, Joe, to count the amount of fine shots. I screwed that up. I apologize. Eventually, Mankind opens up the valve on a steam vent and blasts Taker in the face with it.
I mean, that's inventive.
Then repeated shots to Taker's dick with a giant PVC pipe. Which got a very visceral response from the crowd.
One thing you gotta take from this match is there's no commentary.
No, all you get
and when they're in the ring. I mean, in the boiler room, there's no commentary.
I do like the fact that every now and then on a big move, sometimes you'll get a reaction sound from somebody. Like when Taker's up against this metal door, pull down door, and Mankind hits that running knee. And that's just vicious against that. And you hear, it's either JR or Mr. Perfect's like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was a beautiful shot. Then he climbs, Mankind climbs this, service elevator and drops the elbow off of it. This is actually kind of interesting. They're doing well with it. And then we get more camera issues. Including Mankind's about to slam Taker on the concrete, and then it gets fuzzy again. Okay, bad time for that to have camera issues. But that's okay. I mean, live television, everything can happen. Oh, wait. Did you say this was taped?
It was, yes.
And they just added that for effect?
Yes.
So, fuck them?
Well, it's got to look like it's live. It's got to look like anything can happen. This is uncharted territory. Mm-hmm. We're not used to shooting in a boiler room.
This is true. Then Mankind sets up a gigantic-ass ladder, which Undertaker topples with Mankind on it, and he falls through some cardboard boxes and a tarp. But, hey, it looked cool.
Yeah.
Got a reaction from the crowd. Then Taker has Mankind in a choke slam position and just throws him backwards into a cardboard box full of light tubes. Hey, if you want to get a visceral reaction, light tubes.
And at that moment, CZW was born.
Mankind, not to be outdone, takes a steel chain and just wraps Taker in the knee with it. That could not have been fun. Trying to leave the boiler room, Taker sprays Mankind in the face with a fire extinguisher.
Yep.
But Mankind's still the first one to leave the boiler room. He makes it down the hallway, and then once he's outside, barricades the door a la Blues Brothers at the tax office in Chicago.
Well, also, now that he exited the boiler room, we're live, folks.
Yes, we are. Taker then busts through the barricade like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is actually one of my favorite parts. Basically, all the boys in the back are out there cheering him on.
Yeah.
I didn't see Triple H, though.
No, he's still in the doghouse.
He's cleaning up the pool area.
Yeah. And just, they're just battling, brawling in the back. They make their way through to catering. Mankind's the first to get there, grabs the gigantor container of coffee, waits for Taker, and just splashes him with scalding hot coffee.
That's a fucking heel move right there.
That's brilliant. Taker, though, able to make it through.
Do dead man burn?
Only slightly. Only slightly. It was only first degree. Luckily, it wasn't hot.
There you go.
It's not hot.
It's not hot.
It was also decaf. That's why it was so full. Nobody drank it.
Nobody drank the decaf.
We make our way out to the arena, and crowd's at least able to see something now. Mankind pulls back the mat that's ringside.
Oh, this is sick.
And hits a stump puller pile driver on Undertaker on the exposed concrete.
That was sick, but that's not the part I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. But Taker's able to get up. Mankind just about to get into the ring. They're both on the apron.
Nasty plunge.
About to say, Taker yanks the rope, sending Mankind flying backwards, spine first onto the concrete.
That was a sickening Nesty plunger.
Yes, it was. Taker enters the ring, gets in front of Paul, takes the knee, and then Paul turns his back on the Undertaker.
What the?
Mankind comes in, mandible claw to Undertaker. He holds Taker up. Paul starts slapping the shit out of the Undertaker. Taker, though, continues to crawl towards the urn. He will not let it in. He must have the source of his power. And he finally gets Paul in the corner. He climbing up to get to the urn. And Paul Bearer clocks the Undertaker in the head with the urn.
No!
Laying him out. And he hands the urn to to Mankind for the win. Your winner, Mankind. Star rating on this one.
I struggled with this. Mm-hmm. I am not a fan of this match. Mm-hmm. I think it's way too long. How long did it go?
This is 28 if I remember right.
It's long enough that it almost put me to sleep.
It's 26 minutes and 40 seconds. It's not the longest match of the night.
It feels like
the main event goes 29.
Spoiler.
And I think for this match, having no commentary kind of hurt it, because all the noise you can hear is Mankind's grunts.
Yeah, you're going to disagree vehemently with me on this one. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go 2 3/4. I give credit for trying something different. Mm-hmm. It is unique. I like some of the stuff they were doing in the boiler room, mm-hmm. but I thought it went too long, too prodding, and by the time it was over, it was just like, okay, I want this to be over. And that's what you shouldn't be getting out of a first-time gimmick match that's unique and different.
Now, we only do this for about a match or two per card, but this is the one I really wanted to get opinion on.
Yeah.
Joe, where would you have put this one on your star rating?
Maybe like a 2. It was okay. Like I said, it almost put me to sleep. Mm-hmm. I had to move around, get some water and all that to stay up, mm-hmm. just because just the boiler room scene. Like mm-hmm. when we went to the outside, fine. When we were live, it was fine. But the boiler room is just hit, trip, fall.
And it's really dark.
Yeah.
It is.
Notice the next time they do the match like this, mm-hmm. it's a well-lit boiler room.
Yeah. But again, it was the first time they'd really tried this. And I understand what they're going for here. Mm-hmm. And it's very inventive. I actually think the lack of commentary here is really important. I think it only works well because commentary lays out.
The commentary is mostly Mick Foley yelling.
And I like that part of it because that gives off a little bit more of a sense of terror that the darkened room should give.
Even with commentary, you would hear Mick Foley yelling.
Yeah, but I don't want that there. I want there to be almost a kind of slasher film feel to this.
I can see that.
And I think that's kind of what this gets. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but it's what we're produced with. It is overproduced, and it is too long.
I will say this. Mm-hmm. Paul Bearer turning on Undertaker, mm-hmm. good idea.
Oh, it gets a great reaction.
It's one you never thought of,
mm-hmm.
but once you thought of it, you were like, man, yeah, that's way overdue. And they finally have a character that it works with that he would turn on him for.
But, and that's very important to the overall landscape of this. Mm-hmm. It is overproduced with some of the TV things, with the camera going out and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it is too long. You could probably take at least 5 minutes off this thing and be okay.
But let's be honest. I mean, they have a history, especially in the 90s, of overproducing the shit out of Undertaker spectacles.
This is true.
Oh, like you're gonna find out on Monday?
Yeah, like we'll find out 24 hours later.
Yeah.
But that being said, well, we are in difference of opinion here. Not by much.
Yeah.
I have this as a 3 1/4.
So actually, we're a lot closer than I thought we would be.
I almost want to go 3.5, but some of the overproduction does hurt it. And actually, you know what? This is going to be the honest truth. If you would not have told me that was pre-taped the day before, that's a 3.5. Mm-hmm. But now, knowing the pre-production that went into it and getting that, I have to knock it a little bit.
I will give him this though. Mm-hmm. It's not like noticeable that it's sent to tape.
Yeah,
like they do a good job.
I honestly did not know it was taped until you just told me.
They do a really good job of making it look like it's live.
But I will admit I was nowhere near Joe's level of feeling bored with it.
I was.
Or feeling tired by it. Never was going to put me to sleep. It had my attention.
But at the same time, that for me, especially this time around, might be because I've seen this match 10 times. Because as I've told you before, since my friend got this on pay-per-view, we recorded it.
Yeah.
And back then, you didn't have a ton of tapes.
Yeah.
So the ones you had, you watched over and over again.
Yeah.
So I've seen this match plenty of times. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I give credit to the guys for doing the match.
Yeah. No,
and it was inventive. It's just
new and unique. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm always for trying different shit.
Yeah. So I think in that case, it worked, but they could have been done better.
Yeah.
That being said, with the match over, Paul Bearer and Mankind leave, and it leaves Taker in the middle of the ring, and then dong.
Undertaker craziness.
Lights go out, and a group of hooded monks come out.
I would have called it dong shenanigans, but you have to pay $3.95 for that.
That's true. They hooded monks carry the Undertaker in the prone Jesus position out of the ring.
Of course it's a prone Jesus position.
The question of if we will ever see the Undertaker again.
My odds are yes.
I think so. All of these 20 years later, I really feel a hunch on that one. But with that being said,
I hope it works out for you, Jeff.
This transition is horrible.
Right?
Because you just gotta cut straight to the back from this really dark arena and this dark scene to this bright lit promo stage with Doc Hendricks, Vader, and Jim Cornette.
Hey, at least it wasn't Moadib.
This is true. And my goodness, Cornette with the deep cut Peter Frampton reference.
Right?
Holy crap. But by the way, he says Vader's gonna win.
Yeah.
And it's time for our next match.
The main event.
WWF title on the line as the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels with Jose Lothario defends against the man they call Vader with James T. Cornette.
We're off.
Vader comes out first, very pumped. Pumped enough that he picks up the stairs and spikes them.
Yes.
Like freaking Gronk style. And then out comes Shawn Michaels. And one of the fans is a little bit overzealous, jumps the rail, and either tries to kiss him or murder him. I'm still trying to figure out which one she was trying to do.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
But she was only a 5, so Shawn sent her to the back.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out with Sunny tonight because of how much it burns, you'll be the backup.
You know what? No, he sent her back to Marty.
There it is. He's always looking out for his buddies. Right?
You leave freaking Marty alone. leave him out of this. Fuck you, Marty. Fuck off, Jannetty.
My favorite part is before the match, the ref's going over instructions with Vader. And you basically can see him begging Vader not to stiff Shawn during the match. Too much.
Yeah, don't do it.
Please don't kill Shawn.
It's already cost you your title run.
Yeah. But as for the match, Shawn actually gets off to a really good start. That back leg sweep, the basement drop kick out of nowhere. Eventually, baseball slide on the outside, and hits a very nice plancha to the outside.
They showed that on video highlights for years.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Back inside, Shawn with a Frankensteiner, and then sends Vader back to the outside with a reverse Frankensteiner, and then skins the cat to let himself back into the ring. Eventually, Shawn goes for the slingshot Frankensteiner to the outside, but Vader catches him and just power bombs him on the outside mat.
Oh, yeah.
And then Vader takes control. Now, I've said it once, I'll say it 100 times. I love Vader working the corner. Mm-hmm. His strikes in the corner are the best thing. I love watching Shawn get his ass kicked here. It was just so much fun.
Shawn didn't enjoy it.
Hater.
No, he did not. But Vader was sure enjoying it. And some of those shots, pretty sure weren't the safest in the world.
No.
And then, okay, so they do a spot where Vader gets whipped in the corner. And he goes for, Shawn goes to like whip him out of there, but doesn't get it. And Vader just stiffs him with a clothesline. I mean, that thing was vicious. Mm-hmm. And Shawn did not seem pleased.
No.
Well, first he had to regain consciousness because I think he got knocked out. So Shawn knees Vader in the dick. No DQ though for the low blow. Goes up top for the elbow drop. And he jumps and just lands on his feet.
He Del Rio's it.
And
not necessarily.
Well,
he just starts yelling at Vader and stomping him in the head.
What did he yell, though?
I didn't hear him.
Move, damn it! Boom, and boots him in the face. Because
stiff.
Vader was supposed to get up.
Oh.
And he didn't. And Shawn threw one of his 90s Shawn hissy fits.
Oh, that was a stiff shot.
Yes, it was. Shawn hits a running crossbody that sends both men to the outside. Then Vader press slams Shawn onto the guardrail, rolls back into the ring as the ref counts 10 and asks for the bell. Your winner by countouts, Vader.
Oh, well, what the hell?
Oh, son of a bitch. He doesn't get the title, though. Cornette, though, is having none of this. It says, Shawn, if you're a man, if you have testicles, get the fuck back in the ring. This is not how this ends. The ref's like, no, you can't go anymore. He's kicking your ass too much. Lotharia's like, you can't handle him. He's too much of a man for you. And Shawn's like, no, I'm Shawn fucking Michaels.
Where's Vince's call from Good Friends But Enemies? Just let it be over, Shawn. Just let it be over.
But Shawn gets back into the ring and Vader just jumps him. Actually, well, he comes coming back in. Restart the match. Vader goes to the outside and jumps Shawn. And as he's working his way back to the ring, the ref turns his back in time for Cornette to get a nice little racket shot in. Vader splashes Shawn in the corner. Then that beautiful belly-to-belly suplex. But that can only get two. Shawn, not to be outdone, starts hitting the high notes. Flying forearm. Kip up. Drop the elbow. Cornette knows what's about to happen. He's tuning up the band. Cornette gets up on the ring apron, yelling at the ref, throws the racket into the ring. Shawn gets to the racket first and starts beating the shit out of Vader with the bracket. The ref turns around and is like, ha ha! Oh, that's a fucking disqualification. Your winner, by disqualification, again, Vader. Vader's won this match twice now. But Cornette's like, no! Damn it! You aren't leaving with the goddamn title! Monsoon's like, he's right. Start the match up again. So this time Shawn jumps Vader. And gets up, drops the elbow, tunes up the band, sweet chin music.
Woo!
1, 2, kick out.
What the hell?
When was the last time somebody kicked out a sweet chin music?
It's been a while.
But, okay, they're fighting again. Ref bump. Shit, the ref gets sent outside on this one. He gets hit pretty hard. But Vader hits the power bomb. Stack up pin. Nobody to call the count.
What?
Eventually, a second ref runs in. 1, 2, no. He was too late to get there. Even though Vader should now be the champion. Vader pulls Shawn over the corner. Fuck this. Vader bomb time. Gets up the second rope, gets set up for it, and Cornette's like, no. This is Shawn fucking Michaels. We put him out correct. Moonsault. Vader goes up to the top. Moonsault eats nothing but canvas. HBK gets up, goes to the corner. Vader staggers to his feet. HBK hits the moonsault, foot hit him right in the head.
Oh, yeah.
And he covers for the 1, 2, 3, your winner and still champion, Shawn fucking Michaels. What the fuck, Shawn? What the fuck? But anyways, before we get to the fact that Shawn ruined WWE in 1996, or WF in 1996.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Starting for this one.
This was a tough one because it's overbooked as shit. It's got, it technically is 3 matches.
Yeah.
But at the end, it's just 3 1/4.
I had right around the same 3 1/4,
Which,
3
by the
1/2.
way,
Yeah.
is the highest of the night.
Yeah, it's not good. Joe, you would probably agree with that around the 3 1/4, 3 1/2 range. I had it at 3 1/2. I liked it a little bit more.
I think it could have been a lot better if Shawn played ball.
Oh yeah, if Shawn plays ball here and puts over Vader, it makes so much more sense.
Original plan is Vader goes over, and then they have a rematch at Survivor Series. Vader keeps it there, and then they go to the Rumble in '97 in Shawn's hometown, and he gets it back from him there.
Why the fuck didn't we do this?
Shawn got pissed off because Vader was too stiff and he stunk.
Like, he thought he was a bad wrestler?
No, he stunk. And a lot of wrestlers complained about that.
That's true. He was not prone to clean gear.
Yeah, as Bruce Pritchard put it on his excellent podcast, Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. Or something, yeah, something to... those gloves could walk on their own.
So...
Because of that, Shawn did his usual Shawn stuff and kept the belt and changed everything around. And they came up with this completely overbooked schmoz to technically give Vader a couple of cheap wins to make him look credible still. And Shawn wins.
Hey, at least we will get a rematch at In Your House, hopefully, so.
And nope. And it completely changes the booking plans for the next 4 months.
Well, that should be fun.
Yes.
But with that being said, that brings it into SummerSlam 96. As for...
Which was from Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio.
In beautiful, historic Cleveland, Ohio. That being said, this was about $30 at the time, right?
Yeah, it was 30.
Worth the money?
No.
No.
You have 3 good matches?
Yeah, nothing broke 3 1/4 for me. So,
Yeah.
so no. And I'll be honest, from Sid and Bulldog all the way through the Boiler Room Brawl, this is a pretty rough watch for me.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I mean, even the 4-way tag was okay compared to some of that stuff.
As for other people, that did not get a good buy rate.
What do you get?
0.58.
Okay, well...
Let's
I mean, that's not great.
put this in historical precedent.
All right.
It is the lowest buy rate in the history of SummerSlam.
Still?
I only have through 99 here, I'll admit that. The next worst through the year 2000 was 1997, which gets a 0.8.
I was going to say, that one was pretty good. So, I mean, yeah, this is the low point then. What did 95 get? I have to ask.
And you told me right after I put it up, 0.9.
95 got a 0.9?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's very telling.
Wow. So their business is in the shitter right now.
Yes, it is.
So let me ask you guys a quick question. Is it Shawn Michaels' fault? The theory is the world champ is responsible for how your business goes.
No.
Absolutely not.
Watching this and watching Raw and all other Raws, I'm coming to the conclusion that right now WWE has 1 star and it's Shawn. Like, I know Taker's there, but he's not the Taker that we know now.
Yeah.
Shawn is the only one that's getting all the face pops, minus Taker's. But main storylines right now, is all has to involve Shawn.
The best matches are coming through Shawn.
Yep.
In the ring. It's a one-man show.
Yep.
So, to go to your point here, SummerSlam 1996 had 157,000 buys.
That's not a lot.
It is, through 2013, the least amount of buys they had on a SummerSlam.
Because after that, you kind of have to just quit counting.
In comparison, 1995 had 2,005,000 buys. Now, here's where it gets bad. Of the main 5 pay-per-views in 1996, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, King of the Ring, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, it is by 40,000 buys the worst buy rate.
Really? Because King of the Ring is notorious for being the bottom.
197,000 buys.
Wow.
Survivor Series will get 199,000, not to give away too many spoilers.
I don't know if you can find this info real quick.
I'll do what I can.
But is there an In Your House that did better than SummerSlam?
Let me get that really quick. While Joe does the theme song
To what?
to the award show.
Na 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 na.
Move! Damn it!
Now, I don't have the buy rates, but I am looking, or the number of buys, but I am looking at buy rates right now. So while you do that, just to let you know, international incidents, basically, there are only 2 In Your Houses that got better buy rates.
Wow, the fact that any got better is sad.
In Your House 6 got a .77.
All right.
And Good Friends, Better Enemies got a .81.
Shawn and Diesel was a sell.
In comparison, International Incident was a .37.
That's pretty bad.
Let's see, what were we at here? .58?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to give spoilers for next month, but let's just say sufficient to say this did better. But
Yikes.
let's go ahead and
Crapola.
start with our... Let's go with Match of the Night. And I'm going to start with you, Joe.
Main event.
Going main event?
Yep.
I'm going to go Dark Horse. The main event is probably the best match tonight. I'm not going to deny that. But I don't like the overbooked nature of it. I'm going to go Savio Owen.
I would generally tend to agree with Savio Owen. Again, just because it doesn't have the overbooked shit fest at the end. And because at least Savio will play ball.
And Owen got a chance to shine on pay-per-view.
Shining bright like a diamond.
Worst match of the night. This is easy, isn't it? It's King and Jake, right?
To me, there's 4 viable options.
Yeah. And I'm doing a different one.
Are you going different? What are you going to go with?
Mine's going to be the Fatal 4-Way tag match via you have 2 teams that are in the match for 2 minutes. One team has a guy that has a broken neck. One guy has a drunk dumbass. Marty.
Yeah, well, you didn't need to say who it was.
Yeah.
We knew. And then
I thought I'd make sure.
The other 2 teams have just fought so many times before. It's like, all right.
Yeah, we know who's the final 2.
This is very true. Corey, where are you going to go with it?
Just to be different, I'm going to go with Mero Goldust. I found it just completely blah.
Once again, because it's Mark Mero.
Lackadaisical and nothing going on.
To be perfectly honest, as much as we bash on Mero, I think Goldust has just as much to do with that in that match.
Yeah.
Boa Dim of the Night.
Jake.
Farouk?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
You injured a guy on accident, and then you don't get on the show.
I mean, he got a promo, and he got a new blue helmet.
Your push is gone. You were supposed to be you were going to be in the Intercontinental title match, and guess what? He was probably winning.
I would hope so.
But now he's not even wrestling.
Fuck. MVP of the night.
Can I say Cleveland? Because it's so beautiful, Cleveland.
And historic.
Historic, majestic.
Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland.
I mean, you could go with that if you wanted to.
I am.
So anyways, for a viable opinion, let's go to Corey.
my MVP goes to Owen Hart because you finally got a fucking win.
There you go.
This is a tough one because my go-to is Shawn, but he threw a fit and didn't play ball. Undertaker and Mankind, that was just too weird of a match, and it was done the night before, most of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to have to piggyback on Joe, and I'm going to have to say Owen Hart.
Not a bad place to go there. It's kind of tough, again, to kind of stretch out where in the world you're going to find an MVP tonight.
You could go Vader for not killing Shawn after he threw the fit.
As he had all the right to.
Yeah.
But actually, no, I'm going with the commentary team. Specifically, Mr. Perfect and Jim Ross. I think they made what could have possibly been an absolute shit show of a pay-per-view watchable. Or at least listenable.
You know what? You know why, don't you?
Because they're really fucking good.
Well, they had that chemistry. They were the superstars announced team.
Yeah. I think they really, really helped this pay-per-view pull off.
They did.
So kudos to them. But with that being said, it is time, Mr. Lessel, the Obi-Wan of filet mignon, that I ask you, what the fuck?
My what the fuck leans towards my motive of the fact that you have this big bad guy coming up, Farouk.
Mm-hmm.
He injures your Intercontinental Champion. He's supposed to have a title match at this pay-per-view. And he doesn't show up. Because you don't put him on the card.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? How are you going to try and make this guy a legit contender for anything and you boot him from his first pay-per-view?
Like, he couldn't beat Savio?
Yeah.
Would have made sense.
He couldn't face Aldo Montoya.
Oh, hell. I mean, Bradshaw, anybody.
With all the time they killed.
Yoko.
With all the time they killed, they could have put another match on this pay-per-view.
I don't know. Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
No, he's not allowed.
We're not allowed to talk about him. That's actually a really good place to go with the what the fuck. But, Corey, I must ask you the same question. What the fuck?
My what the fuck is weird this time. And it's a what the fuck that's kind of like, is it good or is it bad?
Mm-hmm.
It's a what if what the fuck.
Okay.
My what the fuck is Shawn throwing the hissy fit.
Ah, you son of a
and refusing to play ball with Vader. But my what the fuck is something I'm going to pose you guys. In the long run, was it the right call? Should Vader have got a run?
Yes.
Or were they... Can you say that for sure, though? He hasn't been particularly... But remind you, he was also in the doghouse for his weight. And had been fined twice already for being overweight. Or would they have been better off keeping it with Shawn for now?
See, if you ran with Vader... What? Shawn, Vader, Sid?
Yeah, I mean, you really only have two guys for Vader to feud with up top. Undertaker's busy. So you got Shawn and Sid. Which would have lasted a couple months till Shawn got it back at the Rumble. So
exactly, that's all we need. I'm not saying Vader has to keep it through 13. What I'm saying is Vader needs to have at least that little bit of run there to close off 96 to keep Shawn fresh. Maybe take a little bit of the pressure off of him, but allow him to chase, which I think helps the character a little bit more.
I'm going to disagree for one reason. Mm-hmm. And this is going, like, in 96, I agree with you totally. Mm-hmm. Going back and watching week to week, like we've been doing here, Vader has not been too impressive in his WF run at all.
But is that his fault?
Well, when the bell rings, it is.
I've actually not had a sit here and say, oh crap, here comes the Vader match.
Well, no,
because I'm going to enjoy he's going to murder something.
But it's also not like the WCW Vader matches where it's like, oh yeah. It's Vader time. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, okay.
But does that get to the point where he has a little more pep in his step now that he has the title, that he upgrades it a little bit, maybe? I mean, there's a lot of what ifs.
I bet you at that point it wouldn't be. He would go down.
I don't think so. I don't think it would have gone down.
I think it would have just been where it was. And I'm of the opinion, watching it now, that, no, you know what? Mm-hmm. You're not what you were in WCW. You don't really need the belt.
But here's the other thing. I need something to freshen up the scene right now, because right now, Raw is nigh unwatchable.
So then I pose to you the question even further. So you want to take the belt off the one reason to watch Raw, the only guy who's been delivering
every week.
That
he's on.
I want to freshen him, take a little bit of load off him, but allow him to chase, because I think that's a better storyline.
Which is what ends up happening anyway.
Yeah, it's just
not with Vader.
Yeah, I prefer it with Vader because I just want to see Vader get that one more run there. But I think for what you have at the time,
you tell Vader to wash his damn gloves
and quit stiffing everybody.
No, you don't tell Vader what to do. Last person to do that, well, he doesn't have a face anymore.
I was gonna say the last person to tell Vader what to do whipped Vader's fucking ass with flip-flops on and sent him packing out of WCW.
Yes, it's true.
And he had one arm.
Well, the second one's there. It just isn't very usable. So with that being said, I must ask myself, damn it, Jeff, what the fuck? And my what the fuck right now goes to WWF for, man, you guys are putting on a worse product. You could not be asking for a worse time to have this rash of injuries.
Not only the rash of injuries, but just the malaise of their product.
But you got one of your most capable in-ring workers in Skip, to be perfectly honest. A guy you could trust to go out and put a good match on, now has a broken fucking neck. Mm-hmm. The guy you were going to push to the moon as the IC champion, and probably we're going to eventually put the title on him probably within the next year, I was going to say, with Ahmed Johnson, he could die.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn's got an injury to his wrist. You just have and Brett's out wanting to recuperate many injuries.
Let's not forget Undertaker at this point. Well, it seems like this has always happened, but Undertaker, a multitude of injuries he's just working through.
Mm-hmm. Same with Goldust in the knee.
Yeah, Goldust in the knee. Marrow in his knee.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could not ask for a worse time to have this rash of injuries.
This is a walking wounded crew.
It is. And on top of that, you have a shit product to give out. I am amazed at this point you are anywhere near WCW in the ratings.
And, I mean, this couldn't happen. This couldn't have happened a year earlier when the fucking Dungeon of Doom are running over motorcycles.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be happening right now.
This actually even makes it more of a miracle of what happens over the next 3 years. Because, man, if you just look at it at this point in 96 from a business standpoint, you might be looking at why would I even want to sign with the WWF right now?
It's been fun to go back and watch these because up until we started doing this podcast, maybe it was just that I forgot or maybe I saw it differently back then, but I always thought 95 was like the nadir and that 96 kind of got a bad rap. It wasn't great, but it got a bad rap. What? No, I was wrong. 95 was, well, not great.
Yeah.
Was better than this. 96 is the shits.
And 96 will continue on as we work our way to the Monday Night War Stories. New live towns for both Raw and Nitro.
Well, I'll tell you, we're in Wheeling, West Virginia for Raw.
And I believe Huntsville, Alabama for Nitro on the next Monday Night War Stories. Available here soon. Joe, put the fingers apart.
I don't know what that means.
It's the best thing going to... God damn it, Joe.
Deborah Lussell over there.
Deborah Lussell. So look forward to that coming up here very shortly on SoundCloud and iTunes, where you can rate, subscribe, follow, tell everyone you know about No Cell Entertainment. We're also available on YouTube.
Hey now.
Where can they find us on YouTube?
I don't know.
Neither do I. I have to find that out.
Type in No Cell Entertainment.
You'll find us.
That was well prepared.
I was. Well, I kind of got hit with it out of nowhere
it's
like an
Producer
RKO.
Zen's baby right now.
So we'll get you more information on that.
Just type in No Cell Entertainment.
You can also follow us on Twitter at NoCellENT, Snapchat, No Cell Podcast, Instagram, NoCellENT, Facebook.com/NoCell Entertainment. That's where you can also find a link to the YouTube channel. NoCellPodcast@gmail.com. NoCellPodcast@gmail.com. You can follow individually on the Twitters. Jump.
At Sheen Machine 23.
Corey.
That kayfabe guy.
And you can follow me on Twitter at the Mac, THEMWACK, to book your next Boiler Room Brawl. And with that being said, for Producer Ed, for the Sheen Machine Joseph Flessel, for the Human Wrestling Database quarterback, for the people of the beautiful and historic city of Cleveland, I am the Onitoshi Jeff Mack. Good night.